1 week in Poland. News, comments, events, everything you need to know about the country you live in. Hello everybody, welcome to a new episode of 1 Week in Poland, the information service of IMI Radio dedicated to the main news of the previous 7 days happened in the country. My name is Fabio Turco, I'm an Italian journalist living and working in Warsaw. And as usual, in the first part of the broadcast, we'll find out what's going on in Poland. What are the most remarkable news? In the second part of the show, we'll be more focused specifically about the capital city, news and events related to Warsaw. So at this point, if you already listened to some episodes of this broadcast, I usually say let's start before telling the first news. But this time it will be a little unusual, so I want to start with a song. May first remark a very important date in the recent history of Poland. 20 years ago, May 1st, 2004, Poland joined the European Union. What you have just listened is the Ode to Joy, the masterpiece of Ludwig van Beethoven, which is the anthem of the European Union. And this is the song broadcasted by Jedynka, Polish Radio 1, at noon of the last 1st of May to celebrate this important anniversary. This is quite an exception because usually every day at noon, Polish Radio 1 broadcasts the sound of Hey Now, a short trumpet melody play at St. Mary's Tower in Kraków. Coming back to the Ode to Joy, the European anthem is a fragment, as I said, of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony composed in 1823 to the text of Friedrich Schiller's 1785 poem Ode to Joy. It became the anthem of Council of Europe in 1972 and the official anthem of European Union in 1985. It expresses European ideals of freedom and peace and solidarity in the universal language of music. And that's why it was chosen as a European Union anthem. On the 1st of May, which is the Day of Labor in Poland, as in many countries of the world, President Andrzej Duda held a televised message to the anniversary of joining to the European Union. So he said, May 1st, 2004 was a very good day for Poland. Several generations of Poles dreamed of returning to the political community of the Western world and a united Europe. 20 years of our presence in the European Union is a great success for each of us. Thousands of investment, excellent use of European funds, expansion of Polish companies across Europe. Just look around to see how our country has changed during this time. We have made great use of this period. Then he continued, but we are ambitious and want to develop further. We need large strategic investment projects such as the Central Transport Hub. By the way, this is a hot topic during this week, so that we can join the wealthiest countries in Europe even faster. Duda also addressed security and economic challenges facing Poland and the European Union, stating, our future depends on how we handle them. Being in the European Union, we can influence its shape and set key directions. Our voice matters. He described his country's European Union membership as a strategic national interest. The Polish radio, the English service of Polskie Radio, reports a survey according to which 77% of Poles are happy with their country's membership of the European Union. So it makes one of the countries with the highest level of people satisfied to the membership. Poland developed dramatically in the last 20 years, as Duda said, thanks to the membership to the European Union. And this is visible under many aspects, but probably the easiest to measure is the economical one. If Poland hadn't joined the European Union, it would have developed at a much slower pace by approximately 8-9 years, said Marek Wąsiński, an expert from the Polish Economic Institute, which released a report about the state of Poland in the Union 20 years later the joining. Since joining the community, the national economy has been growing at an above average rate, which brings Poland closer to the European level of prosperity, the report says. Currently, the Polish economy measured by GDP is twice as large as it was 20 years ago. Over these 20 years, the situation on the Polish labor market has changed dramatically. The unemployment rate has gone from the highest to one of the lowest in the EU. In addition, since joining the European Union, Poland has been a significant infrastructure improvement, with the expressway network expanding by 8 times. Unfortunately, the number of deaths in road accidents has also more than doubled. The authors of the report point out what still remains a challenge, including too low energy efficiency of production, the worst air quality in Europe, too little expenditure on healthcare, and relatively low expenditure on research and development. So there is still a lot to do. And now we leave the page dedicated to the anniversary of the joining to the European Union, and we open the part focused on internal politics. The Polish President Andrzej Duda has reiterated his message that his country is willing and prepared to host nuclear weapons as part of NATO's nuclear sharing program. Probably you remember In the previous week, we spoke about that. Because Mr. Andrzej Duda released an interview to a Polish tabloid, the Polish tabloid Fact, speaking about this topic. Speaking in an interview with Canadian broadcaster CTV News, President Andrzej Duda said that if NATO collectively decided to bolster defenses on its eastern flank by having Poland host nuclear weapons, his country would be ready and prepared. With Russia's war on Ukraine past the 2-year mark, Duda told CTV's Vassi Kapelos in an interview that if NATO allies make such a decision to deploy within NATO or to broaden the program of nuclear sharing to include Poland, then we are ready, because we understand that this is about strengthening the security of Europe. When asked whether that is any closer to happening, Duda said alliance members have yet to reach a decision. We raised this topic in conversation with allies. Duda said there are no decisions in this regard. I want to deny all the claims that some decisions have been made on this one. I have not participated in making any decisions. Duda also said in the interview that there is no doubt that if Russian President Vladimir Putin is successful in conquering Ukraine, he will continue his offensive and invade other countries. Duda repeated that Poland is ready to host nuclear weapons because we can see that Russia is dangerous again, that Russia is deploying its nuclear weapons. Mr. President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, warned last month that Russia is prepared to deploy its nuclear arsenal. CTV noted. Indeed, he already deployed the nuclear weapons in Belarus and previously in the oblast of Krulevets. And it's not the West, Duda said, which is provoking Russia. It's not NATO which is provoking Russia. On the contrary, it's Russia which is provoking the West. So this was his statement. This is a topic that for sure will continue to be debated in the public debate on the media. We are waiting the meeting, the long-awaited meeting between Mr. President Andrzej Duda and the Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk about this topic. We remember that Mr. Donald Tusk proposed to have a meeting around 2-3 weeks ago, but still we are waiting. Probably it will be held in the next days. And now another news. A serious incident occurred on the night of April 30, May 1st. A Molotov cocktail was thrown at the Nożyk synagogue in Warsaw, the main place of worship of the Jewish community in the city. A fire start was quickly extinguished, but things could have been much worse. The police arrested a 16-year-old boy accused to be involved in the attack. This event received also the statement by the Polish authorities. President Andrzej Duda condemned what happened. There is no place for anti-Semitism in Poland. There is no place for hatred in this country, he wrote on the X platform on Wednesday. Also, Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski wrote a message on X. Thanks God no one was hurt. And then he added, I wonder who is trying to disrupt the anniversary of our accession to the European Union. Maybe the same ones who scrolled the Star of David in Paris. So this is the question that Mr. Sikorski posed to himself, guessing that there are some entities behind this attack. The U.S. Embassy in Poland also commented on the incident. The U.S. mission in Poland strongly condemns the attack on the Nożyk synagogue in Warsaw. We stand in solidarity with the member of the synagogue and the whole Jewish community in Poland. We support all those who work to fight anti-Semitism. Nozik Synagogue is the only preserved and functioning pre-war synagogue in Warsaw. The building has been undergoing renovation since 2008. And now we change topic. World Central Kitchen, WCK, has named its new field kitchen after Damian Sobul, a Polish volunteer with the organization, along 6 colleagues, was killed in Gaza in an air attack by the Israeli army earlier this month. Damian's kitchen, this the third of the World Central Kitchen high production units, is being built in Mavazi in central Gaza. World Central Kitchen, which provides humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza, also announced that it is resuming its activities after an early month-long suspension that followed the attack by Israel's armed force on April 1st. We continue to grieve and mourn the loss of 7 of our friends and colleagues who were killed in an IDF attack, the World Central Kitchen wrote in a statement published in the previous days. We have spent the past few weeks honoring the lives of Saif, Zomi, Damian, Jacob, James, John, and Jim, the organization said, adding, however, that the humanitarian situation in Gaza remains dire. World Central Kitchen has decided to resume its activities and said that it has 276 trucks with the equivalent of almost 8 million meals ready to enter through the Rafah crossing. The construction of a new kitchen is also part of the NGO's renewed activities. The Mavazi kitchen is affectionately known as Damian's kitchen, being built to his favorite saying, "No problems, only solution." World Central Kitchen wrote. In addition to the 3 high production kitchens, the organization operates 68 community kitchen. According to a different post published by the NGO called A Tribute to Damian, the 35-year-old from Przemyśl in southeastern Poland joined the World Central Kitchen shortly after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Sobul volunteered in his hometown, which became an important hub for Ukrainian refugees fleeing the war. So now we go to a news that can be interesting for many people listening this broadcast, because Poland has launched a special app called Refugee Book to support those who have applied for asylum in the country. The service was created by the Office for Foreigners, the government body responsible for matters relating to foreigners' entry to transit through and stays in Poland. This news is reported by Notes from Poland, the website in English language, which provides news about the country. So this app is available in Polish, English, Russian, and Ukrainian. It provides those who have applied for international protection with information on their rights and obligations, documents required to be granted protection, and sources of social and medical aid. It also provides educational content, such as information on Polish history and culture, as well as details of NGOs that provide help to foreigners in Poland. In comments to Notes from Poland, the Office for Foreigners explained that the access to the app is provided only once someone has applied for international protection in Poland. It then provides them with easier access to the most important information during the procedure. The app cannot be used to submit application for asylum, which must be filled upon entry to the country. While awaiting decisions, applicants can benefit from social assistance, including housing, food, and medical care, provided by the Office for Foreigners, as well as educational activities such as Polish language classes. Almost 3,000 people submitted application for international protection in Poland. We can read on the article. In the first quarter of this year, notes the Office for Foreigners. That compares to a total of 9,500 across the whole of 2023. Among the latter figure, for the third year in a row, the largest number of applicants were from Belarus, followed by Ukrainian and Russians. And now we have to say that the celebrations of the May 1st was not the only celebration in the beginning of May. Probably you know that. There are 3 days known as Majówka. It's the long weekend of maybe not a weekend because it was in the middle of the week, but it's the 3 days that the Poles use to have a break from the work, from the studies. In the 1st of May, as I said, it's the Labor Day. The second day is the Day of the Flag. The May 3rd is the day of the Constitution. So it's a day of celebration, and the presidential couple, government and parliament representative, as well as Warsaw authorities and the top military took part in celebration in Warsaw. In the morning, Polish President Andrzej Duda promoted 3 senior military officers to the rank of general during a ceremony at the presidential palace. Later in the morning, Mr. Andrzej Duda attended to a mass at Warsaw St. John's Archcathedral, and at noon the celebrations continued at the capital's Castle Square in Plac Zamkowy. May 3rd is a public holiday. It celebrates the historic constitution of Poland, that it was adopted on May 3rd, 1991. Poles proudly point out that the progressive document was the first modern constitution in Europe and the second worldwide, after the American Constitution, which was created in 1787, so 4 years earlier. The pioneering Polish Constitution is described by historians as one of the proudest achievements in Polish history, with many saying that the Constitution's provision, if put into practice, would have changed the course of the nation's history. But reforms and liberties proposed in the document, including religious tolerance and separation of powers, were viewed with suspicion in neighboring countries, especially in light of the French Revolution raging at the time. The Polish reforms were seen as a threat to the European status quo by Russia, Austria, and Prussia, the historians say, and adoption of the constitution hastened the dismemberment of Poland by these countries. After a series of partition, Poland in 1795 lost its sovereignty for 123 years. It reemerged as an independent state on November 11, 1918, the day World War I ended. Now we switch to the cultural section. Short news. Unissued diplomas is the title of an exhibition that honors the memory of Ukrainian students who lost their lives during the Russian invasion, which is at the Fine Arts Academy in Łódź in central Poland. The display tells the stories of 40 students killed in the war. Their biographies were provided to the organizer of the event by their families. The exhibition was prepared jointly by the Fine Arts Academy and the Faculty of Economics and Sociology of the University of Łódź on the initiative of Ukrainian member of the faculty, Yarina Kamara, and the student Artem Luhovia. According to the exhibition's publicity materials, the event aims to pay tribute to the courage and determination of students whose lives were taken by the war. It also serves as a reminder that the full-scale war still goes on and that everyday life in Ukraine is still associated with loss, pain, and uncertainty. The Unissued Diplomas exhibition runs until June 21st. And we are going to conclude the first part of the broadcast with the news of sport. Pretty important, I would say, because Wisła Kraków won Polish Cup trophy at the Warsaw National Stadium after beating Pogoń Szczecin 2-1 on Thursday. Eneko Satrustegui and Angel Rodado scored goals for Wisła, while Pogon's Eftimis Koulouris found the back of the net earlier in the game. 48,000 fans were watching the game at the stadium in Warsaw. This is the fifth Polish Cup trophy for Wisła, which right now, and this is quite peculiar, is not not playing in Ekstraklasa, the top league in Poland, but in the second league. So congratulations to Wisła Kraków. And now we conclude this first part of 1 week in Poland, the part dedicated to the main news, general news regarding the country, with a song. After that, the part dedicated to Warsaw.
Jest bardzo, bardzo, bardzo cicho. Słońce rozpala nagie ciała. Może i niebo ostro lśni. Dobrze mi, ach, jak dobrze mi. Jem słodkie, słodkie winogrona. Ty śpisz w moich ramionach. Może i niebo ostro lśni. Dobrze mi, ach, jak dobrze mi. Cykady na cykladach. Cykady na cykladach. W nocy gwiazdy spadają. A dyskoteka gra. Przez bardzo, bardzo krótką chwilę dookoła widzę i motyli. Stopy mam takie gorące, gorące w ustach słońce. Jem słodkie, słodkie winogrona. Ty śpisz w moich ramionach. Może i niebo ostro lśni. Dobrze mi, jak dobrze mi. Cykady na cykladach. Cykady na cykladach. W nocy gwiazdy spadają. A dyskoteka gra. Cykady na cykladach. Cykady na cykladach. W nocy gwiazdy spadają. A dyskoteka gra. Cykady na cykladach. Cykady na cykladach. W nocy gwiazdy spadają. A dyskoteka gra.
Cykady na cykladach, Manam. This is one of my favorite Polish songs. Circa di Natsekladach remarks the beginning, the start of the second part of 1 week in Poland, the part of the broadcast dedicated to Warsaw news events, what is going on in the capital city. So what we speak about this week? Well, we start speaking about a general service news that probably can, of course, it's a good news because the mayor of Warsaw, Rafał Trzaskowski, announced some changes in the city center, some green changes. The very famous and central Zgoda and Złota streets will turn into pedestrian streets full of greenery, and the tunnel under Marszałkowska Street will disappear. So this is part of the new center of Warsaw program, and right now as many as 6 companies are vying for the contract. Road builders can count on big funds. The contract will cover 2.5 hectares of streets and squares near to 5 corners square, Plac 5 Rogów. Recently, the City Roads Administration calculated that 260,000 pedestrians a week pass through there, after the previously asphalt-filled intersection of Chmielna, Szpitalna, Zgoda Bracka and Krucza streets was rebuilt. Worse still is the fact that as many as 10,000 cars per week still pass between them. There are no automatic hiding posts in the roadway to open the passage to authorized drivers. Road engineers say that such a solution will begin to work after the completion of the next stages of the center's reconstruction. General renovation of Chmielna Street for 22 million Polish zloty and Bracka Street for more than 4.5 million Polish zloty are just underway. Planting of rows of stately trees began on both streets in April. In April, 8-meter high plane trees for Chmielna were imported from a nursery near Hamburg in Germany. Balzola, the contract for the work, has until the vacation to complete, but there is still a lot of work left to do. So probably if you walked in the city center, you noticed the work of reconstruction. So we hope that will be soon complete, and we will have for sure more greenery and more enjoyable streets. So we go to the part dedicated to the events, not only concert this week. Indeed, I want to start with something that is recurring every year here in Warsaw, and it started on May 1st. I'm referring to the show at Fontana Multimedialna, the Fontaine show near Stare Miasto. Exactly, it is placed at the Vistula Boulevards at the foot of the old town. Stołeczna Estrada is preparing a new light and sound shows as every year. Warsaw fountains have been attracting hundreds of thousands of viewers in the last years, telling magical stories and urban legend. The spectacular combination of water, images, music, and lights creates an extraordinary evening spectacle that cannot be missed. The shows have become a permanent part of the cultural landscape of Warsaw, becoming one of the most popular attractions for residents as well as tourists from Poland and abroad. This year's show, titled Dancing Queen, will take viewers back to 1976 when the famous band, the Swedish band ABBA, visited Warsaw. ABBA flew to Poland on the eve of the release of the album Arrival to record a concert for Studio 2, an extremely popular Polish television program. a new show in the multimedia Fontaine Park, so the park of Fontana Multimedialna will remind you of this historic event. Inaugural shows started the May 1st, and it will be held till today at 9:30. Every Friday and Saturday until the end of July, they will be held at 9:30 in the evening, of course, in August at 9 p.m. and in September at 8:30. So this is a show that will be held every weekend for the next months till the end of the summer. Very important, the admission to the show in the Multimedia Fontaine Park is free. So if you want to spend some good times and enjoying the fresh in the evening, you can go there. You don't regret for sure. Another thing, another advice for something that started in the previous days is the opening of the roof garden at the Copernicus Science Center. It started from April 27. The roof garden will be available every day from 10 a.m. in the morning till 8 p.m. in the evening. The entrance of the roof is free. You can enter from two sides, from the north, so from the Kubrini Square, and by a long ramp from the south, from the subway side. The time, as I said, is 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 8 p.m. since May to August, and since 10 a.m., 5 p.m. in September and October. You can also have something interesting to do in the Royal Łazienki Park this weekend, because there in this first day of May, where are organized some free of charge visit at the museum. For example, today it starts at 12 at noon until 8 p.m. Tomorrow it starts at 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. And then during the week, May 7 and May 8, between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. So this is for sure a very, very good chance to visit the museum at the Łazienki Park. Łazienki Park, I remember to you, if you don't know, it is one of the most important parks in Warsaw, and one of the most beautiful for sure. It deserves a visit. And what about the concert? Because of course there is also the part dedicated to the concert. I want to flag two events. They are both on a Saturday. The first one is actually it's not a concert, it's a clubbing evening at Club Chmury in ulica 11 listopada 22 in November 11 November Street 22. The name of the event is called in Berlin, and it is a DJ set by DJ Hiroshima and Falca. This is a dark setting from the atmospheres of contemporary Berghain and Urban Spree to the underground clubs of West Berlin in the 1980s. There is also dress code. It's black. DJ Hiroshima is a very known DJ in Poland. He's a musician and producer. In the past, co-leader of the now defunct band Das Moon. He's currently pursuing his solo career. In 2021, he debuted his solo album Inside Isolation on Requiem Records. His music is a mix of dark electro and cold wave, and what you can listen today at the console music, the genre is cold wave, dark electro, post-punk, EBM, from bands as New Order, DEF, Compromat, She Passed Away, Joy Division, Covenant, Bauhaus, Depeche Mode, Sister in Mercy, and so on. With DJ Hiroshima, we'll find also Falca, a YouTuber, Instagrammer, a subculture promoter. She's constantly infecting with her passion for all the things dark and beautiful, promoting, educating, taking to concert and festivals. So it seems to be the promise for a very, very vibrant night at the Club Chmury. It starts at 11 p.m. The ticket costs 20 zloty, Polish zloty, until midnight. 30 zloty after midnight, payment only in cash. The other events, always today, is at Club Bardzo Bardzo in ulica Nowogrodzka 11, Nowogrodzka Street. The event is called Saturday New York Funky Night with Leonard Jackson. So a funky night, I think the title says everything. Leonard Jackson is an icon of the New York music scene. Along with his band, he invites you to a concert that promises to be a spectacle full of passion, talent, and incredible energy. Known for his charisma, bass talent, vocal skills, and songwriting abilities, Leonard is the heart of the band, pulsating with the rhythms of the highest quality music. The schedule of the evening, at 7 p.m. There will be the club opening. At 9 p.m. The warm-up with DJ Wojtek, and the start of the concert at 9:30. Ticket price 50 zloty, only by cash. So this was the last advice, the last news for this week. Thank you everybody for staying with us for this half an hour, actually a bit more. 40 minutes, and continue to stay with us. At 2 p.m. We have shooting backstage with Natalie Che. As usual, I leave you with a song. So enjoy.
Alejami wycackany szedł se jakiś gość. Facjata niby owszem może być. Nagle potknął się o kamień, rycząc o psia kość. Jak oni mogą w tej stolicy żyć? I wtedy zalała mnie zła krew. Więc go na perłowo w tenże śpiew. Nie bądź zacwany, w skórkę odziany. To może mieć dla ciebie skutek opłakany. Na warszawiaka nie ma cwaniaka, który by mógł go wziąć na bajer lub pod pic. Możesz mnie chamem zwać, możesz mnie w mordę dać, lecz od stolicy won, bo krew się będzie lać. Więc znakiem tego nie bądź lebiego. Przyhamuj mordę i nie gadaj więcej nic. Jeden był specjalnie na Warszawę straszny pies. Już mówił nawet Warszawa kaput. Lecz pomylił się łachudra, rozczarował fest. I próżny był majchrowy jego trud. Słyszeć nawet nie potrafi jak. Dzisiaj my śpiewamy jemu tak. Chciałeś być cwany, w ząbek czesany. To teraz gnijesz, draniu, w błocie pochowany. My warszawiacy jesteśmy tacy. Kto nam na odcisk wejdzie, wisz pan, zimny trup. I niechaj każdy wie, kto na nas szarpie się, to za bokiem mu to wyjdzie, może nie? Na warszawiaka nie ma cwaniaka. Chcesz z nami zacząć? To se trumnę wcześniej kup. Możesz mnie chamem zwać, możesz mnie w mordę dać, lecz od stolicy won, bo krew się będzie lać. Więc znakiem tego nie bądź lebiego, przyhamuj mordę i nie gadaj więcej nic. I niechaj każdy wie, kto na nas szarpie się, to za rabokiem mu to wyjdzie, może nie. Na warszawiaka nie ma cwaniaka. Chcesz z nami zacząć? To se trumnę wcześniej kup.